My first time using heroin. Let's get into it. Story time, you guys. So this was back in 2011. Before I met my husband, I was hanging out with this guy named Casey and a couple other guys. A guy named Jared, a guy named Patrick. Well, me and Patrick had been hanging out a lot, and he had introduced me to heroin. I remember like it was yesterday. We went down this alleyway and met this guy, and I live in Little Rock, Arkansas. The way heroin was packaged here when I bought it was in a capsule. You would buy the capsule. I think it was like $30. And I bought one and he bought one. And then we went home and we fixed up our shots. I particularly remember only doing half of what was in the capsule because it was my first time to use heroin. And I was scared that like I was going to die. Now, you guys, I had been shooting up meth. I had been shooting up cocaine. I had been shooting up Dilaudids, morphine, and fucking Roxys. But there was this like misconception in my mind that heroin would kill me. Like I was afraid of it, you guys. And I had been shooting Roxys for years at this point. But I was definitely afraid of shooting up this heroin. So I only did half of what was in the capsule. And when I tell you guys, when that shit hit my vein, I literally was knotted, completely knotted out. They started taking video of me because I had a cigarette, and they used to call me the never-ending ash queen because I would be in a complete state of knotting out, and my ash would be this long and it would never fall. Until it did, and then my fucking shit would catch on fire, or until I would fucking drop the whole cigarette. That's normally what I would do, is I would drop the whole cigarette, and then my bed cover would have holes in it. Let me show you, because I am using a bed cover right now that I had back when I was in active addiction, and I just looked over to the right, and y'all are gonna die. Hold on, let me show you. Look. I ain't lying. If I'm lying, I'm dying. I just love this leopard print cover because it's so warm. Like, I'll never get rid of it. Even if it has a hole in it, I don't care. I love it, you know? So I immediately went into a nod, and I was just like, I don't even remember. When I finally came to, my friend Casey showed me the video, and I was so mortified because I looked so bad. I looked like I was dying. I looked dead, but I was just knotted out. And, you know, this was back in the day before there was Narcan that you could just in somebody. So, like, if I did overdose, they would have had to rush me to the emergency room or call 911. And in most cases, I've never had anybody call 911 or call the ambulance. I've always had people take me to the emergency room or just fucking leave me for dead. And then thankfully someone else took me to the emergency room. Thank God that there is Narcan now for those of you guys who are using. And please, if you're using opioids, don't use alone. Don't use alone, y'all. If y'all are using fentanyl, don't use alone. You know, keep other people around you so that way if you do overdose, they can give you Narcan. And also make sure that you have Narcan. I can't believe I made it through my active addiction because, like I said, there wasn't just, people couldn't just go, you know, and give you a, like, people would leave you on the side of the road. It was fucking savage back then. But yeah, I was completely knotted out. When I finally came to and I can like really realize what was going on, I loved the way heroin made me feel. But I couldn't really find it a lot in Little Rock at that time in my life. It became more prevalent when I became sober around 2015-ish. But yeah, that's my story of my first time using heroin. I used it like probably 20 other times after that. And then I just returned back to using Roxys. It was kind of like a situational thing. I was talking to this guy, Patrick. We were kind of seeing each other, and he used heroin, so I was using heroin with him. But to me, I preferred just buying Roxys because I had a drug dealer that I had been getting them from for years. And so I was just really more comfortable with that because I knew what I was getting every single time.